Yo, what up? This is a fairly quick video talking about some of the gifts that I have sent to my daughter lately. Some of them I brought to her in person, some of them I just had to send in the mail. The prequel to this story is that I bought her a bicycle. Now, it's a special sort of bicycle for a very young child that in French is called vélo draisien. Excuse my pronunciation. So it's not the sort of bicycle an adult would ride. It's safe and a kid can sort of shuffle along on it. And as I mentioned in an earlier video, I never heard back about that. I never got a photograph of my daughter riding the bicycle or anything. And while I think it's a nice gift, I mean, bought my daughter a bicycle, I also recognize, it might be an imposition on her mom. Where do you keep the bicycle, this sort of thing. So the next round of gifts I brought, these I gave to her in person myself. And this vegan fox here is really beautiful. And this connects to an earlier gift that I bought her, actually. I bought her a set of storybooks from Japan that are a famous story about a family of foxes, beautifully illustrated and in Japanese. That came out of my study of Japanese. But it's a children's storybook about foxes. And this, my hands are very large, but that fox is really enormous relative to the size of a small child. And it's not just a toy, it's actually a puppet. You can put your hand inside and the mouth open and closes. It's a fully articulated puppet. But my hand is too big for it, so I couldn't really demonstrate there on camera how that fox works. But that's really a very impressive toy for a child. And there's one where my hand does fit inside a raccoon. So yeah, the fox as a toy relates to the storybooks that I bought her earlier. And I've given her some other linked gifts that way where things sort of fit together. And the two colorful boxes were a pair of board games that she really liked and we played with together. You could see that in the sort of little 4-minute video from the last visit I had with her. But when I saw her that time, at 2 years old, she was, in her own opinion, too sophisticated for stuffed toys. She wasn't really interested in playing with that stuff at all. It could be a phase she grows out of. You never know with kids. So next round of gifts, as I've already mentioned here, was this sophisticated vegan purse, designer purse, and then I tried to put as much fun stuff in it as possible. So already you see the paintbrush there. That's a really nice paintbrush that a little kid can have a lot of fun with. Nice to the touch as well as nice to the eye. The funny pink round thing relates to a specific childhood memory I have. Oh yeah, the designer wallet. Oh, okay. How could I omit to mention? Again, this reflects my own memories of childhood and what I think is kind of cool or fun for a kid. The wallet, the point isn't that she's actually gonna, be using it to keep her charge cords and everything. But what I remember as a little kid being fun was having an item that you could hide other items in, where you could have fun with, whether it was a box or a container, the purse itself as being a fun place to conceal your other worldly possessions, whether those are marbles or toys or little figurines such as the one I bought for her. So anyway, I think the wallet would be fun for her, even though obviously she's not going to be using credit cards. You could put game cards in there. You can use it for all kinds of things as a kid. And the funny pink round thing, that is a collapsible cup. And this relates to a specific childhood memory I had. I had a collapsible cup as a young kid. And it was not as well designed as that collapsible cup. That's a collapsible cup that's rubbery. But the collapsible cup my mother gave me when I was a little kid, I played with until it fell to pieces because it was not so robust in its design. There are a few photographs of me there because I assume my daughter has no photographs of me. And, it includes some photographs of me with my daughter and also at least one that just shows my face. As mentioned in the earlier video, I got a lovely full-color paint kit. These are watercolors with a gel texture, and that has its own tiny paintbrush also that neatly fits inside the purse. It's kind of suggested use. Beautiful watercolor paints along with the other paintbrush. You could use the collapsible cup for water and use the purse to paint with. More figurines. I bought all these figurines new and they had packaging, but I took them out of the packaging so they would fit nicely inside the purse. And again, this really reflects my memories of childhood. What I found endlessly fun and entertaining when I was a really small kid, really early memories, were things like a tape measure. Where it was a device that had some kind of use. It had a button on it. Of course, you didn't do it. I didn't do anything really useful with it, but you could go around and measure things. You could slide out the tape measure and slide it back in. Oh, yeah, and what are the advantages of having a father who's lived in a bunch of obscure countries like Sri Lanka and Laos and so on? I, for good luck, put some money inside that wallet, reflecting some of the different countries I traveled through. So that's it. Maybe one day my daughter will see this video and it'll remind her of toys she had as a child. I expect that, she'll remember some of the toys, but may not remember who it was that gave them to her. It's natural enough.